And the song Breeding Love by Rihanna Lewis is a huge hit from 2007. And actually, it's very popular also in Japan. And
Nice.
do your father and you and your father have a personal attachment to this song?
Definitely, yes, we do. It was very exciting being able to use that song in the film because my dad and I were and are very big Leona Lewis fans. I remember being in seventh grade and my dad getting very into her, and we all did as a family. So it was part of my drives to school with him. Yeah, it's definitely a very real memory for me, and something that we shared in my childhood. So it was very funny and cool being able to use it now.
Did you guys sing together like in a movie in a
Oh
car?
yeah, always. And then, I got a little older and that became very embarrassing for me for a while. So he would hiding, stop. Um, then it becomes less embarrassing, obviously, as you get older again. And yeah, we still do it.
Do you think your father influenced your career to become a filmmaker?
I mean, yes, I think, of course, I think I grew up with both my parents being in film. My mom is an amazing production designer. From a very young age, when I would go to see my parents at work, it was on film sets. So I think just being on film sets, I think I completely fell in love with all the aspects of filmmaking. It was, especially as a child, you're watching this, people create this world and then getting to see it on screen. I think it was felt like real magic to me as a kid, and also getting to see how the magic is done was was very exciting. So absolutely, I feel incredibly grateful that I was able to experience filmmaking and to watch him act as a kid. And also, my mom and him always showed me great films, and I think it's absolutely why I wanted to do what I want to do.
Oh, wait a minute, were you on the set of Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, how was it?
They were amazing sets to be on. Again, it's like I love being on the set of Star Wars. I think, Big Fish for me. I was 6 turning 7. Tim Burton really, it doesn't feel like a set. It feels like you were walking into that world.
Mm.
Um, and that was pure magic with all the circus animals. I mean, that was yeah, that's probably what kicked it all off. I was just like, I want to be here every day.
I heard that you tried to reach Nicolas Cage for your father's character, and actually, which was your first choice, Yuan or Nick Cage?
My dad was definitely my first choice, and I'm
Uh-huh.
lucky I got him to say yes. But yeah, if he'd said no, then I would
Okay.
have really tried.
Okay, so would you tell me about the people they met on the journey? These people are kind of strange, but they have no like malice, no harm. They meet some families and lonely women and the Aryan community, and that community is like a pseudo family, I guess. So, for what reasons have they been placed?
I love that you say that they're not there to cause any harm except for, well, obviously maybe the last people, but yeah, the side characters were amazing. Emma really brought those side characters to life. I think watching Buffalo 66,
Mhm.
the Vincent Gallo film was a big inspiration because they have great side characters in that film. Every person, no matter how short their interaction is so odd and unique and also so real, and I think we watched that and we were like, these people who kind of come into the story, they guide it in a way and they lead us to ultimately our characters to where they're meant to be. And it also gives you a complete sense of the world that they're in, I think. I loved those side characters. I can't take any credit for them. Emma did such an amazing job bringing those to life, and our costume designer, Sophie Hardeman, was so brilliant in how she dressed them, and also our production designer, Stefanik, just you got all those people in a room and they brought it to life in a way that, yeah, I liked these odd little side characters. They each had their own purpose, in a way.
Does your sister Esther appear in the movie? Is that
She
correct?
does.
Wow, would you
Yeah.
tell us who she played and what was it like to work with her?
Oh, I love working with my sister. We've done some like fashion work together, and I believe this was maybe the first movie we did together. But she's my best friend. Anytime I get to work with her, it's the best. She plays, you'll have to see. See if you can find her. She's dressed as an alien. That's my
Oh,
hint. She's in the alien van, and she makes some snarky little comment at me.
so it was you and your sister and your father was a little family time on the set.
Definitely some family time, but the whole movie really felt like that. I mean, my producing partner, Vera Boulder, is obviously produced it and is in the movie as well. And her husband, Jake Weary, is also in the movie. And his mother, Kim, is our tow truck driver. So we had like that whole family was also in it. And yeah, we got to make it with our family. We got to make it with so many of our friends. And it was that was really special to be able to spend that much time with each other.
In the movie, the father and daughter are simply called father and daughter or Tabo. But did you think about giving them specific names?
No, when we wrote the script, no character had a name. It was kind of anonymous. They were just listed as kind of their character description or what they do. And I think maybe it was a play off of, in AA, it's anonymous. You have Alcoholics Anonymous. So almost not labeling anyone maybe there was a thought process that stemmed from that. And there was something universal about it in a way that their names felt less important, really. And that felt like more of a distraction to me. I don't know why. So yeah, just playing with the anonymity of AA and that program to recover, and yeah, letting them just exist as who they were in that moment,
And although many of the scenes take place in the car in this film, but we can see the changing distance between the two in each sequences. So how did you add, like, how do I say, like a rhythm or setting tone to the in-car scenes?
I mean, I think Emma was so clever with how she shot them. I think Chris Ripley, our DP, is amazing, and they worked together so well. I mean, they just there's a scene where we're both in the car, but it cuts. You have me on one side, and that's one frame. And then it cuts to my dad. And we're in the same space, but we're not sharing the same frame. So there was a lot of tricks of starting like that. There was distance just within the edit and within the shot. And I think as the movie goes along, just the physicality, the shots, we're sharing the screen literally together, and getting closer together. And also, I think that it starts quite close. And as the movie goes on with the car and the scenery, we pull out. So it's like we're getting closer, we're seeing more of it's opening up. So Emma and Chris were incredible with coming up with visual ways to convey that. Just thinking about how you show people, how you frame people, and that can say so much. So especially when we were in the cars, it's like, how do you could just shoot it straight, we could have the same shot the whole time. But I think Emma and Chris really found ways to use our framing and our angles and the perspective of the camera to influence how the father and the daughter were feeling about each other.
During the journey, at some point, they become kind of intimate. Like, okay, they're doing very well, but in the next scenes, they suddenly attack each other in a language that the most efficiently destroys to the other. So maybe that's what the family is, and I guess. What do family relationships mean to you?
I mean, they're everything. I'm so lucky to have my family and my parents and my siblings, and that's my that grounds me. It's what keeps me stable, and I think that. And at the same time, everything can be so complicated, that's family, right? And like you said, it's the people closest to you that you can show the most love to, and also because you know each other so well, you can fight so dirty with each other, and it can be really painful. That person knows you better than anyone, and those, jabs can hit the deepest. What was interesting with these characters was seeing that both can exist. That I think daughter is longing for her relationship with her father, doesn't know how to get there, and that they have moments where you're so comfortable with each other and you so know each other, and that can flip really easily, because knowing each other that well can also mean you can hurt each other.
And has your relationship with your father changed after this film?
I wouldn't say that it changed. I think that our relationship we're very close, and it was amazing to spend that much time together, and I think it was bonding, and it definitely, but I wouldn't say the film brought us closer. I think we were very close already, and we always wanted to be, and I think getting to work, you just as an adult, you don't get to spend that much time with your parents. So I think it was just really fun and bonding. And
have you ever been to Japan before?
I have, but I was in Tokyo for like 2 days, which doesn't count. I know, it doesn't count at all. So I'm dying to come back. If anyone out there in Japan wants to hire me, give me a job, if there's anything going on out there, I'll be there.
When was it, the 2 days?
Years ago.
Years ago?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. 5 years ago.
Okay.
I went with my dad for like 2 days.
As your father's promotion to or something?
He had he had something going on. So I went with him. I was hoping that I would get to see more of it and that it would be a longer trip, but it was a very quick one.
Thank you very much. Have a good week and good weekend.
Thank you, you too.